The Barn Theater's radio production of Fibber, McGee, and Molly on KWLM is brought to you by Chapel Central, the warmest people in town. Gatewood Electric. Let Gatewood Electric shine some light on your projects. Jessica Hansen, hypnotherapist. Heritage Bank. Follow our journey to better banking at heritagebankna.com. The Barn Theater is committed to bringing entertainment to our community, even though we cannot bring you full staged shows right now. You can help support The Barn at thebarntheater.com. Enjoy the show.
The Barn Theater presents the Johnson's Wax program with Fibber, McGee, and Molly. The makers of Johnson's Wax and Johnson's Wax Water Repellent Glow Coat present Fibber, McGee, and Molly with J.P. Cola, Cherry Hansen, John Dean, Jay Ellingson, Stephanie Felt, Mitch Clark, Janet Johnson, Denise Diener, and myself, Tim Osby. Sound effects by Ben and Elizabeth Watson, with Anton Swadajewski, Patrick Gilmore, Michael Cola, and Bob Thompson handling the technical end of things. The script is by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie.
Well, summer does seem to have arrived, and with it, the welcome change of activities and a chance to be out of doors more. May I suggest that summer demonstrates some very important extra uses for Johnson's Wax. Take your sporting things, for example, tennis rackets, golf clubs, bags, fishing rods, baseball bats, and gloves. Did you remember to protect them with a coat of Johnson's Wax when you put them away? If you did, you'll find them in good condition, fit as a fiddle and ready for use. The wax keeps the wood and leather from drying out. It protects the metal surfaces too, against dampness and dirt. Then how about your screened frames on your porch and your outdoor furniture of metal or wood? If you haven't been waxing these things with genuine Johnson's Wax, you've missed out on a good bet. As a matter of fact, every one of these extra uses for Johnson's Wax has been suggested by a number of your recent letters. Many thanks, and bear that in mind, won't you, the next time that you go and want to use Johnson's Wax on your floors, furniture, and woodwork.
One good thing about the Sunday papers, if you're a slow reader, they last all week. And here in the living room at 79 Wistful Vista on a Tuesday afternoon, catching up with that little orphan, Annie, and that famous Dick, Tracy, we find Mr. McGee of Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
Boy, oh boy, is this rich. Hey, Molly, you ever read Chief Wahoo?
Who?
Wahoo.
Wahoo.
Yeah, Wahoo. Indian character in the funnies. He's got an idea to set aside 1 week a year for the Braves to do all the work and give the squaws a rest, see? So, old Mooseface, that's Butterball's husband, he...
Oh, don't tell me, McGee. You know I like to read the funnies myself.
he's always... Hey, here's an interesting article in the scientific section. It says, the way you feel is reflected in the way you look.
That's a startling discovery. Anybody who's ever owned a looking glass knows that.
That ain't the point. It goes on to say, and I quote, the reverse is also true. If you look happy and healthy, you'll feel happy and healthy. Your body subconsciously reacts to your facial expression.
I must be a pretty picture of womanhood just before I sneeze then.
No, the idea is that the way to feel good and be healthy is to act happy and healthy. Get your puss all fixed up for it, and your body reacts too, see? Now act happy all the time, and you'll be happy all the time.
That, dear boy, is a lot of mulligatawny.
Oh, what?
The human race isn't built for it. Happiness should be taken in small doses. Nobody can be happy all the time. That's what makes the merry-go-round horses so glassy-eyed.
Personally, I think it's worth trying. I think I will try it. From now on, I'm gonna smile my way through life.
Go ahead, dearie. Be a happiness boy. At least it'll be easier on my nerves than it will be on your face.
You're a great kid, Molly. Always joshing me. You go ahead and be a pessimist. I got happiness enough for both of us. Yes, sir. Happy-go-lucky McGee. That's me. I'll be the greatest little tonic for...
If that's the man to collect the installment on the piano, just tell him to look happy and he'll be happy. I'll run up and get the iodine.
I don't care who it is. I love everybody. Come in, come in, come in.
How do you do? I am...
Hiya, sis. Mighty happy to see you again. Yes, sir, mighty happy. Just step in and get a load of the joy of living, sis. Make our house your home. We call it Contentment Cottage.
Since when, McGee?
Since just now. Sis, you look kind of careworn and worried. Don't feel like that. Be gay. Be cheerful. As you look, so you'll feel. Take me, for instance.
Yes, take him. And don't bring him back till he has a good grouch on. What was it you wanted, dearie?
Lady, I'm trying to sell magazines. I haven't sold a single subscription today. I'm tired and hungry and almost broke.
Well, that's because you ain't got the right attitude, sis. Things will come your way if you only look cheerful. Yes, sir, laugh and the world laughs with you. Cry and you'll ruin your beer. That's what I always say.
McGee.
And, what?
Give the lady $3 and order a magazine. We need some magazines.
But Molly, all of her troubles are...
Don't tell me about her troubles. I've never seen any yet that hard cash wouldn't help more than a lot of soft words.
Oh, all right. Here, sis. Here's $3. Send us the Reader's Digest.
Yes, sir, and thank you very much.
I like the Reader's Digest because I can read it in bed, and if I drop off to sleep, I know it ain't gonna kill me if it falls on me. That's the way I look at things, sis. The cheerful side. Be cheerful, and things will come your way. Well, did you see what she done? Slapped me with that bunch of magazines.
You're just lucky she wasn't selling the Encyclopedia Britannica.
But after we helped her out, my gosh, such ungrateful-tude.
Look, dearie, you can't pour happiness onto people like it was a pitcher of maple syrup.
Yeah, but...
If you want to laugh merrily and dance around on the lawn in your carefree abandon, it's nobody's business. But don't try to sell everybody else.
But that's where you're wrong, Molly. The idea is to spread happiness, like throwing a rock into a river. The ripples spread, and I'm gonna be the rock.
Yes, and somebody's going to throw you into the river.
Well, everything happens for the best is what I always say. Yes, sir, one minor setback.
Turn on the charm, dearie. Here comes another victim.
Oh, good, good, good. Everybody comes to see old happy-go-lucky McGee. I must do something to people.
Nothing that a little bicarbonate of soda wouldn't settle. Come in.
Hello, kids. Mind if I sit down a spell?
Of course not, Mr. Old-Timer. Sit right down.
Now, don't look so downhearted, old sock. Cheer up. Snap out of it. What if the skies look great today? The gray skies bring the blue skies, and blue skies bring the sunshine.
And sunshine brings flowers, and flowers bring hay fever, so just skip the inspirational lecture, McGee. What's the matter, Old-Timer?
It's Bessie.
Huh? Bessie?
Your girl? The one you're engaged to?
Yep, Bessie's threw me down. I've been jolted.
You mean jilted?
Yes, but it was a jilt with a jolt, daughter. Here I was, derby over britches in love. Never looked at another woman. Well, maybe I looked now and then. But there I was, saving my money, taking Bessie to the movie 2 nights a week, always sending her a corset of violets.
Corsage.
Yeah, corsage. And what happens? She throws me over like a broken toy. That's what I am, kids. A broken toy. passion's plaything. I'm desperate. I think I'll go home and hang myself a carpet on the clothesline and whale Libby Jr. out of it.
None of that now, old timer. That's just self-pity. You gotta look for the silver lining. Nobody ever lost anything by being cheerful, my friend. Act happy and you'll be happy. That's the stuff. What if you did get tossed over? What's a woman anyway? Remember what Kipling says? A rag, a bone, and 12 bobby pins. Just think, you might have gotten married to Bessie and then found out she leaves the cap off the toothpaste tube. Why, you don't know when you're well off.
It's no use, Johnny. My heart's busted. I'm going to get me a job as a welder. As long as I'm carrying the torch, I might as well get... Hey, who's that?
Who's who?
Yeah, where?
Going past the house out there.
Oh, that's some woman selling magazine subscriptions. She was just in here.
Hey, she's kind of cute. And I just happened to think my subscription to National Geographic expires next week. So long, kids. Hey there, baby. You got a minute? I got a proposition for you.
What'd I tell you, Molly? My cheerful attitude gave him a new interest in life. He's learned to look for the blue skies.
He has indeed. The hard way, too. There he is, flat on his back on the sidewalk.
Huh? Oh, pshaw. When you're smiling, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Hey, Molly.
Yes, Pollyanna.
Do we have any aspirin? I think I got a little neuralgia on my face.
Oh, you haven't any such a thing, dearie.
Well, I must have. My face aches all over.
Of course it does. You've been smiling that idiotic happy smile so long, your face has gone to sleep. And how I envy it.
Oh well. If it's only a smile that causes it, everything's okay. If we never have any pain, we'll never appreciate our happiness, I always say. Yes, sir.
Your happiness is going to be a beautiful thing to see when I tell you that Mrs. Uppington is just coming up the steps.
Uppington. Now there's a fine woman. I'm very fond of Mrs. Uppington. Yes, sir. Rich or poor, there's some good in everybody, I always say. Hey, did you get a gander at that hat she's wearing? Where does she buy those monstrosities?
We'll never know. It's a millinery secret. Come in. Well, hello there, Abigail, darling. What a lovely surprise.
How do you do, my dear? And Mr. McGee?
Ah, there, my dear girl. And how are you this lovely, lovely afternoon? Oh, this is life at its best, surrounded by one's friends. Let us all join hands and sing something gay. Life is what you make it, I always say.
You keep that up and you'll never make it.
What do you think of life, Abigail, my dear girl? Do you agree with me that one should face the world with a shout of laughter, with a carefree smile and a merry quip? What do you think of life?
Life is a stench.
Why, Abigail, what on earth is the matter?
Everything is the matter, Mrs. McGee. I just had a fire in my kitchen, which burned up all my ration books. I ruined my last pair of nylons putting it out. And now the insurance company tells me my policy ran out last week. What, Mr. McGee, are you looking so happy about?
At this golden opportunity, dear girl. All these little things are but passing ripples on the stream of life. You must learn to shrug your pretty shoulders at little irritations. Be gay. Never let your face fall, and you'll never have to have it lifted, I always say.
Isn't it awful, Abigail? You've just had a few minutes of it. If I hear much more, I'm going to sit down and write a letter to Boris Karloff.
Let us look upon life as a great adventure, greeting each new experience with a cry of gladness. Let us enrich our souls with each passing moment and string together the days of our years like precious pearls upon the silver strand of existence. What do you say, kid?
Mr. McGee, you don't know what this little talk has done for me.
What do you mean, Abigail?
I mean, I hadn't realized until now how fortunate I was. After all, my ration books can be replaced. My kitchen can be repaired. I can afford the loss.
That's the spirit, Uppy. I always say...
And furthermore, Mrs. McGee, when I get home, I shall wander about my house with a new appreciation, with tears of gladness in my eyes, that I don't have to live with a husband who dishes out such a nauseating gob of wall motto hokum. Good day.
Well, I warned you, McGee. You scatter your sunshine so thick, everybody gets blistered.
That old pie plate hasn't welcomed a new thought since Gandhi started wearing a zoot sheet.
Well, maybe it will teach you a lesson. As you always say, you can treasure this passing moment as one more precious slice of bologna in the lunchbox of life.
You know, Molly, I think I'll start writing a diary. From now on, my life is going to be so happy, so rich in values, it'll be an inspiration to everybody. Imagine a big life-size statue of me in the park, dedicated to happy-go-lucky McGee, the man who brought joy and happiness to millions.
How can they make a full-size statue when your philosophy is such a bust?
Very good, my dear, very good. I shall mention in my diary how much your humorous comments have meant to me in a life devoted to bringing cheer and...
Hiya, folks.
Oh, hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Hey, Junior, welcome to our happy little family circle. Sit down, my boy, and tell us in your own simple words what rich new meaning you've got out of life today. Come on. Now, don't be shy. Surely a lad of your charm and intellect hasn't let 1 hour slip by without adding to your little store of happiness.
What goes on here?
Don't get alarmed, Mr. Wilcox. McGee has gone smiley glad on us. He's now going through life with a rose in his teeth. And on him, it looks good.
Well, I don't want any part of it. This is one of my bad days, and I don't want anybody giving me that old pip-pip cheerio carry-on business.
That's where you're wrong, Junior. It's when things go wrong that we must strive the hardest for happiness. Hey, anybody can be cheerful when things are going copacetic. But the man worthwhile is the man who can smile when everything goes dead wrong. Unquote.
Isn't this sickening? And what went wrong with you today, Mr. Wilcox?
I lost a good customer.
You mean somebody got him away from you?
Oh no. He just moved away.
Well, so what, Junior? Laugh it off. You got lots more customers, don't you? Realize that whatever goes wrong, a happy smile will fix it.
No, don't feed me that popcorn, pal. I could laugh my head off and it wouldn't bring my customer back. Gee, he left so suddenly, I didn't get a chance to tell him about Carnu. Not a minute to point out how Carnu could give his shabby old jalopy a gorgeous new luster. He left without ever learning that Carnu cleans and polishes to a beautiful glistening finish with so little effort. The poor guy went away probably still believing that he has to sweat and rub and wear himself out to give his car that showroom polish, never realizing that with Carnu, all you have to do is apply it, let it dry, and wipe it off with a soft cloth. The poor devil.
Oh, now, Mr. Wilcox, he'll hear about it sooner than later. Everybody does.
Sure he will. Come on, Junior. Chin up. Laugh it off. Ha ha ha. Laugh and the world laughs with you. Snore and you sleep alone, I always say. Oh, come on. Let's look at the bright side of it.
Until he finds out about Carnu, there won't be any bright sides. Oh, well, maybe you're right, pal. I'll run back to the office and write old Heffelfinger a letter.
Sure, that's a much better Who did you say?
Heffelfinger. Marcus P. Heffelfinger. Well, thanks for the good cheer, pal. See you later.
Heffelfinger. Heffelfinger. Boy, that name sounds familiar. Who do I know named Heffelfinger?
Search me, dearie. Was he the man you were going in business with to reclaim wood shavings from pencil sharpeners?
No, that was Fred Nittany of Starved Rock, Illinois. Let's see, Heffelfinger. Seems to me oh well, it ain't important. The only important thing in life is to be happy.
Personally, I'm getting a little tired of it already. I think I'll go upstairs and lie down a while.
Don't you feel good, baby?
No, I feel fine, dearie, but all this happiness of yours has worn me out. Permanent gaiety takes a strong constitution. I'll be down in a little while.
There goes a good kid. What would life be without a little partner to share your joys and what would it be? You're right, Lum and Abner. It's a wonderful, wonderful world. Come in, neighbor, come in. Welcome to a house full of high hearts and high spirits.
Hi, mister.
Well, hi, sis. Mighty glad to see you.
Well, I just thought
I says I'm very happy to see you, sis. Don't you know what it means to Uncle Fibber to see your little face peeping up at me like a shy little woodland woodflower yearning for a glimpse of the warm sunlight?
Are you kidding?
I certainly am not kidding. I've discovered the way to be healthy and contented is all. I read it in the Sunday paper. You see, sis, science has discovered that if your face smiles, your body smiles, see? If you got a pain in your sawdust and your face wants to look nasty about it, don't let it. Put a grin on your puss and the pain goes away. You're happy. Ain't that wonderful?
Who'd you say discovered that, mister?
Science. Well, what's so funny?
You're so naive, mister.
What?
Look, you don't realize a lot of that stuff is pure malarkey. Don't you know the editor says to somebody, give me 500 words of horse feathers on how to be cheerful?
Why, sis, I never.
Surely you are intelligent enough to know that there is no definite scientific evidence linking facial animation with the organic processes.
Well, gee whiz, I
Look,
thought that...
you got it all backwards. Dog isn't happy because his tail is wagging. His tail's wagging because he's happy. According to your logic, salt and pepper taste good because you put a fried egg under them. Get wise to yourself, mister.
When you're smiling and the whole world... Heffelfinger. Oh, Heffelfinger, where do I know a guy named Heffelfinger? Jeez, I wish I could...
What are you muttering about, McGee?
Oh, Heffelfinger. Have you ever heard me mention a guy named Heffelfinger?
No, I don't think so.
I'll bet the reason I can't remember is because there was something unpleasant about it. That's how my new philosophy works. You only remember the happy things.
Keep that up and you'll have a wonderful old age, dearie. You'll be scooting around in a combination wheelchair and good humor wagon.
Well, it's wonderful to be free of all worry and care. To think that just by putting on an expression of good cheer, the whole world looks brighter. You know, wasn't it Confucius who says, a man with a happy map will get somewhere?
It was either Confucius or the Hardware Journal. I don't quite know.
Another visitor, another chance for me to spread a little happiness in this gloomy old world.
It would be easier to swallow if you didn't spread it on quite so thick. Come in. Oh, for goodness sakes, Dr. Gamble. Come in, doctor.
Yeah, hiya, Doc. Sit down and take a load off your metatarsals.
Thanks. I will. How are you, Mrs. McGee?
Oh, I'm just fine, Doctor. And you?
I'm all right, much to my own surprise. I've spent such a nerve-wracking day with my prized collection of hypochondriacs, nature fakers, and capsule clutchers. I thought I'd stop in for a visit with a couple of comparatively healthy people.
What do you mean, comparatively? I'm the healthiest man in this town, Doc. Why? Because I've learned the secret of happiness, that's why.
Well, now, if that isn't just dandy. You ought to be in a glass case at the Smithsonian, McGee. You're a rare object.
Are all doctors as cynical as you, Doctor?
Why, I'm not cynical, Mrs. McGee. I'm a bright-eyed optimist. I still have childish faith in sometime meeting a human being who doesn't think his own hangnails are the medical sensation of the century.
You don't have to look any further, Doc. You've met him. I'm it. I haven't a pain or an ache or a complex. I'm happy and healthy, and I can lick my weight in wildcats.
What are you grinning about? You look like a baby with the colic. Take off your shirt, McGee.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no. You can't make me mad, Doc. Nothing makes me mad. For the first time in my life, I'm under strict control. I've lost my temper for the last time.
He's been like this all day, Doctor.
You mean you've been continuously exposed to this one-man glee club? You better go to bed. I'll get you a sedative. As I was saying to a man named Heffelfinger the other day...
Heffelfinger?
Yes, you know him? He just moved out of town.
McGee thinks he knows him, but he can't place him.
Well, I don't know why you can't place him. They've been playing pinochle together at the Elks for 2 years.
Oh, no. I got it. Heffelfinger. Why, that rat. That chiseler. He moved out of town without paying me the $6 he owes me. Why, that
McGee, calm yourself.
Calm myself, my clavicle, of all the low-down, miserable tricks.
McGee, stop kicking the lamp.
Let him go, Mrs. McGee. He's been very happy for several hours. Nobody can stand it for longer than that.
Heffelfinger! Heffelfinger! That double-crossing, two-time and petty larceny pickpocket. Why does everything have to happen to me? I'll pay you next week, he says. I'll see you tomorrow at the club, he says. Wait till I get my hands on him. I'll show him out.
It's nice to be able to keep outside doors and windows open again, but it brings a special problem of its own because dust and dampness come in as uninvited guests. This is especially true in the kitchen end of the house. It's an extra reason for keeping your linoleum floors protected regularly with Johnson's self-polishing glow coat. Then when dust and moisture do come in, they're very quickly removed with a broom, mop, or cloth. And the linoleum itself is not touched. It's the film of glow coat that takes all the wear. The surface underneath is safe. You know, of course, that glow coat is self-polishing. It shines as it dries without any rubbing or buffing. It's so easy to use, saves you so much time and work, keeps your linoleum beautiful, the new looking and almost indefinitely. I could go on, but I'm sure you know the story of easy to use Johnson's self-polishing glow coat.
Heffelfinger, of all the dirty, crooked...
Now, take it easy, McGee. Don't you want to be happy?
The only thing that'll make me happy is getting my dukes on that nickel-nursing hijacker. I'll slap him so pop-eyed his pupils won't go back till September. Good night.
McGee!
Huh? Oh, good night.
That's better. Good night, all.
The Barn Theater and the makers of Johnson's water-repellent glow coat, Racine, Wisconsin, and Brantford, Canada, have sponsored this episode of Fibber, McGee, and Molly.
The Barn Theater's radio production of Fibber, McGee, and Molly on KWLM is brought to you by Chapel Central, the warmest people in town. Gatewood Electric. Let Gatewood Electric shine some light on your projects. Jessica Hansen, hypnotherapist. Heritage Bank. Follow our journey to better banking at heritagebankna.com. The Barn Theater is committed to bringing entertainment to our community, even though we cannot bring you full staged shows right now. You can help support the Barn at thebarntheater.com.